Well, good morning. Welcome to Coffee with the Pastor. I'm back in my home office today. We've been remodeling our house, kind of getting ready for retirement. And we went ahead and decided to remodel our house before I retired. And we have almost gotten it done, but enough to where we can get our stuff back in. Back in my home office, which had 50 boxes of books. Taking the boxes out, down the stairs into the garage, then bringing them back up was quite a feat, but it's done, so I'm in good shape. I thought that during the Christmas season, we would look at the themes of Advent. If you attend church where I'm the pastor at First Baptist Texas City, you know we celebrate Advent. We will be doing the themes there as well, but I thought we would do a few little different things here. But I know that there's a lot of folks who watch this who are not members at First Baptist Texas City. And you may be like me, and I grew up in a church that did not celebrate Advent. And in fact, back when I was growing up, we didn't do a lot for Christmas. I mean, Christmas was a big deal, don't get me wrong, but we oftentimes didn't get our Christmas tree until like Christmas Eve. We'd go out to the pasture and cut down a cedar tree where I lived, and we would bring it in. We'd decorate it on Christmas Eve. We'd use it on Christmas Day, and usually the day after Christmas we were getting rid of it and all. So that it was not as prolonged a time. And I think that was a problem because I think it was too long a season. Of course, I'm also a traditionalist in that I don't really like to start doing Christmas till after Thanksgiving. I'm not a fan of these Christmas movies coming in right after Halloween, but it really doesn't bug me because I don't have to watch them. But I don't listen to Christmas music or anything else after Thanksgiving's done. But I want to talk about Advent. First of all, what does Advent mean? Advent means coming or to come, anticipating a coming. And the prophets in the Old Testament or in the Hebrew Bible prophesied that Jesus would come and would be our salvation. They always talked about having a salvation in a person, in Messiah. And too many times we talk about the plan of salvation when what we ought to be talking about is the man of salvation. But we celebrate, and the Christian tradition celebrates the 4 Sundays before Christmas as Advent, and we light a candle each day. I don't have candlesticks here, but there's in a wreath there's 4 candles in a circle, and in the middle is the Christ candle. Usually the candles are purple, maybe one pink one, and I'll talk about that here in a minute. And usually the Christ candle is either white or red, either one, and all. But we light a candle each Sunday, and the first candle is the hope of the prophets. The second candle is the warmth of love of the stable. The third is the message of the angels, which is joy to the world. So joy is the third theme, and then peace on earth. Peace is the 4th candle, and then the Christ candle is in the middle. In our church tradition, we light the Christ candle on Christmas Eve with the candle lighting service. And of course, the first candle is lit from the Christ candle, and we share it. And it's a very impressive service. But I wanted to talk about the themes of Advent. This week we'll talk about the theme of hope. And we'll do that each week until we get to Christmas. And the hope of the prophets. The prophets prophesied about Jesus coming. Isaiah has a lot of prophecies in it, and I wanted to read a couple verses from Isaiah chapter 9. In verse 2 it says, "The people walking in darkness have seen a great light." And so Isaiah is saying, you're walking in darkness now, and Israel's time was very dark. They were about to be conquered and taken off. But he says, you're walking in darkness, but there's a great light. And then on down, he explains who that light is in verse 6. "For to us a child is born, to us a son is given, And the government will be on his shoulders, and he will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. Of the increase of his government and peace there will be no end. He will reign on David's throne and over his kingdom, establishing and upholding it with justice and righteousness from that time on and forever. The zeal of the Lord Almighty will accomplish this. So there is a hope that is based upon a child being born. Now, we understand that now, kind of looking in hindsight, that this would be the Messiah, Jesus, born to this world, God becoming flesh. And that's our hope. Now, hope, a lot of times we use it in our language as more like a wish. I hope that's going to happen, or I hope that's going to do that. But hope as it's being used here is not a wish. It is a certainty of something that's going to happen in the future, or something that you can't see. And so we have a hope, and it's not a wish, it's a certainty. It's going to happen. And it did happen because Jesus came as Lord and Savior, and he's going to come again. There'll be a second advent. We don't talk about that as much, I think, in the church as we should. But as he came the first time, he's going to come the second time. So we'll look at the theme of hope this week, and I hope you enjoy these Advent meditations, and I'll see you tomorrow. Have a blessed day. Bye now.